Guys, remember this statement over here. Vulcan Forged is a lagging Chainlink. Now, as long as Vulcan Forged price over here is much lower than Chainlink's price, we are undervalued, and this is an absolute no-brainer in my mind to get into PYR. Non-financial advice as always. Let's explain exactly what we mean today, why Chainlink was so immensely impressive in its recent price action, and why PYR looks to me like a replica of Chainlink, but a much better version. Why? Because Vulcan Forged is number 236 on CoinGecko, whilst Chainlink is number 12 as one of the largest coins in the world. So in this video we're going to discuss how PYR so far is imitating exactly what Chainlink's price action was doing, why that's a lot more impressive than many other coins, and why after the success of many channel favorites such as Illuvium and Immutable X, which were absolutely amazing, now I want to focus on the coins that I think still can outperform some of my other favorite coins, and in this video this is gonna be none other than PYR. So guys, let's start with the video. Let's explain exactly what is the lagging indicator from PYR after Chainlink, and why, in my mind, just to make things simple, as long as Chainlink's price is higher than PYR, PYR is undervalued, and in my opinion it's a great buy opportunity, primarily exactly like as I'm recording this video today in November 2023. Okay, so check this out, guys. As you can see, look at these two yellow horizontal lines over here. Why are they so important? They are so important because literally PYR stayed in this range, okay, between $2.62 up to $5.22. It stayed there since the Terra Luna collapse, since May 2022. Okay, let me show you once again one of the other coins that I like a lot, that I have a really nice bag, and I'm very happy with what it's done recently. Look at Illuvium since May 2022. Okay, this is Illuvium. Illuvium in May 2022 was $286, and it continued collapsing like crazy, and then finally it had somewhat of a similar stuff, but starting only from November 2022. Okay, so from around here finally it found its lows at $40 and was in this range between $40 to $100. Okay, so that's Illuvium. Check Gala. Okay, Gala in May 2022 was still what is it, like 10, 9, 8 cents. Okay, like even now after Gala almost did a 2x, Gala now is 2 cents, but it was 8 to 9 cents back then. So back to PYR, okay, PYR already made all of its massive collapse back in May, okay, so why is that so similar to Chainlink? Let's look at Chainlink once again, and as you can see, it's almost identical. It also collapsed to its lows in May 2022, and just was in this range, just like 2x higher prices, right, like between 5.6 to $8.8, and just recently it finally broke out. Okay, so in my mind, again, non-financial advice, in my mind, PYR is still somewhere here. Okay, so Chainlink it's lagging Chainlink because it only broke out, and I think, again, non-financial advice, nobody knows what's going to happen in the future, but I think PYR has a very decent chances going to these levels pretty quickly, sometime within the next few days or weeks. Okay, so this is Chainlink. Okay, now let's compare Chainlink also. How did it explode so massively? Like, how did it do this massive 3x so quickly? Let's compare to some other coins. Okay, let's compare to Avalanche, another coin that is around the same size of Chainlink. Okay, so in May 2022, again, it was $28, still a lot more than what it is right now. And then, as you can see, it collapsed to 15, then had a lower high. And then you see, like in December 2022, in the crypto bottom, okay, it was at $10. But even most recently, it still went to even $8, okay? So Avalanche was still, actually, as you can see, I still made a range here. You see for Avalanche as well. Avalanche didn't break out from here so far, and it's not very close to doing that yet. But as you can see, Avalanche was still, like, you see, it was still a downtrend basically, like from here and over here. That was like still going downwards, okay? Unlike Chainlink, which was sideways like this, just exactly like PYR. So guys, as we said, PYR is just broke out of this range as I'm recording the video, like 4-5 days ago, even less, something like that. It's just breaking this range. And look, the interesting thing, okay, in the short term, let's really go to the 1 hour chart. Okay, the interesting thing, as you can see, it broke out and then already held it at support, and I mean, in a way, it was actually faking out below that it's about to fall down, but then it recovered and held all of that as support. Now, the way I see it in the short term, again, short term is super difficult to predict, but I'm just gonna say what I think is gonna happen with PYR, okay? I think either PYR is just gonna test once again this level, because you see it was just so significant. So normally it's important to test this level, you know, for a little bit longer than 1 day, okay? So I guess I'm kind of saying what I would hope that PYR would do. I hope it will be able to correct a little more from the current price and then hold it as support once again, much stronger, you know, at least spend a week over here, which is not guaranteed at all. You know, it can fly very quickly, but I just hope, again, for the sake, just to establish this level as a much stronger support, because it was a very major resistance, right? So the way I see it, it can either just go back here, test it as support again, and guys, if it does something like that and then comes back to like 5.5 or just the current level as I'm recording the video to around $6, again, in my opinion, it's just going to be a no-brainer of a buy, PYR, okay? But once again, like, we don't know if it's really gonna correct, okay? So this is why personally I'm already DCAing. I'm literally gonna DCA when I'm gonna finish recording this video. So this is why with PYR, I think it's very possible that actually it, you know, this was actually holding the support just the very first day after it broke this level, you know. Maybe this was actually the testing the support, and you know, maybe it will not really reach these levels for a very long time, PYR, if ever, right? So now, why do I think, as I said, why is it lagging Chainlink, right? So as we explained, PYR is unique with Chainlink that it was in the same range since May 2022, whilst the far majority of altcoins, including very good ones like Cardano and Illuvium, they kept going lower during this time. But PYR and Chainlink remained in the same channel, okay? And Chainlink is the larger coin, so normally the larger coins, they are moving faster and before the relatively smaller coins, okay? So Chainlink, you see, it is already at the levels it was in March, April 2022, which was around $15 for Chainlink, okay? So back to PYR, okay, the April, March levels are also around $15, just like Chainlink with PYR. And why this comparison is just so crazily awesome for me between PYR and Chainlink, check the next thing out. The all-time high for Chainlink was $52. PYR was $49, okay, almost the same, $50. Their all-time high, both PYR and Chainlink all-time high was $50, okay? But how much lower are we from the all-time high with PYR, okay, and with Chainlink, right? So Chainlink is already at $15. As we said, I think PYR is lagging what Chainlink is doing. So just to reach the all-time high with Chainlink, right, like from $50 to 15, that's also pretty great, but it's just a little bit more than a 3x. But with PYR, okay, we are talking about almost a 10x, okay? As I'm recording the video, PYR is going higher and it's almost at $6. So from $6 to 50, it is around an 8 to 9x, okay? It's almost a 10x, and again, just because it's a much smaller coin, it's number 200, and it's in the hot gaming sector that, you know, is already doing awesome job. You know, Illuvium once again is closer to 100 as I'm recording the video. It looks like gaming is gonna do again exceptionally well, just as we were anticipating on this channel, guys, from like 2022. You can watch my videos about Illuvium and Gala from 2022. I was anticipating gaming to be exceptionally hot in the next bull run, and looks like this is what's happening. And I think it's still just the beginning. You see, I think 100 for Illuvium, 2 cents for Gala, $2 for Render, even though it's not exactly gaming really. Immutable X $1 and PYR around 5-6. I still think, in my opinion, these are still awesome prices. So PYR, in my opinion, is actually gonna have an easier path to its all-time high, in my opinion, than Chainlink. But I think they're both are likely to get to the all-time high. So the crazy thing is that for PYR, just to get to the all-time high, we're talking about only an 8x. But now, why did I name this video that I think this is the perfectly sized crypto, okay? Especially if we consider the recent price action that PYR had. The reason, guys, is because already some of the other major cryptocurrencies that we have here, right? So Sandbox, Decentraland, Illuvium, Gala, Render, Immutable X, all of those, they are in the top 100 already of CoinGecko, okay? Vulcan Forged is not even in the top 200 yet. However, it is still a pretty large coin in terms of the liquidity that it has. Like, everybody can get a really big position in PYR because there's a lot of liquidity. And the tokenomics are also pretty good, right? Because they are emitting only 208K PYR per single month, okay? So the reserve of PYR is gonna have their tokens locked for 4 years, so that's from 2021 until 2025. This is not supposed to unlock before 2025. And then they also have their team tokens, which are gonna start to be emitted from March 2024, but again, only 40,000 PYR per month. So their tokenomics, so they're not emitting many coins like other gaming tokens, so they are pretty good with tokenomics as well. This is why, so because there aren't that many tokens that are supposed to unlock, looking at this market cap is pretty relevant. Now guys, the other thing that I always check in my videos, I want to see the on-chain activity growth, okay? So check this out, okay? Check the last really month or two, okay? We can see that consistently, okay, we start having more and more transactions on-chain for PYR, okay? But as we said, the price is not anywhere close to its highs from the end of 2021 and the beginning of 2022. So guys, on-chain activity is going higher. Tokenomics, they're not releasing many tokens, okay? They have just been like a Chainlink basically, right? That they were in the same range for such a long time, and they are, in my opinion, heading to all-time highs, but they are lagging Chainlink, okay? Chainlink right now, as I'm recording the video, is already at $15, but PYR is around 5 to 6. So yeah guys, these are exciting times. Once again, many gaming coins that we like on this channel are doing amazingly well. PYR is definitely another one. I already have a video about PYR about 7-8 months ago. So yeah, I was waiting for it to actually break out of this range for a very long time. So seeing it now at $5 to $6, again, this is non-financial advice. Nobody knows the future, but I just think after spending so much time in this range, I just think that PYR is very unlikely to go below, for a significant amount of time. Of course, it can test these levels again, and for a few hours or maybe even a day, spend below 522. But basically, you see, like really below $5 looks to me exceptionally unlikely, okay? But it's already at $6, and I honestly think its way to all-time high is now pretty paved. And then lastly, beyond the all-time high, okay, we can check really how much further up it can go, okay? So the peak for PYR was just below 1 billion market cap. Now guys, remember that in the last cycle, Axie Infinity's all-time high was at 10 billion valuation, okay? I'm not saying Vulcan Forged is gonna necessarily reach that because, it's not even at the top 100 yet, okay? But just think at the most bullish and crazy really prediction, you see, PYR can really reach, let's say 5 billion, not 10, but 5 billion market cap, So we're talking about a little less than a 50x, still something like a 30x from here. So guys, we're talking about PYR at like $180. And guys, another thing that I want to mention, normally many coins that once they do, for example, a 10x, they stumble and they, struggle a lot at this level because you have many people who already have a 10x or an 8x, so they take a lot of profits. And then you have the same when the coin reaches 100x. Then once again, it's very difficult to break that. So in PYR's case, it's probably gonna struggle around the all-time high level, and probably even from around $28 to $50, probably it's gonna struggle there for a long time. But then I think, if it's able to, and I think it's gonna have a very decent chances of going above the all-time high, then I think PYR has some decent chances of getting to around $200, maybe 100, you see? But generally 100 to 200, I think could be a very possible target, with $50, in my opinion, still very easy target, and in my opinion, again, a very easy 8x, especially considering PYR is finally, it's finally left all of this range behind it. So guys, I was AR7 Crypto Channel once again. I have many other videos about other gaming coins that I like a lot. I think these are super exciting times in the beginning of the bull market. So definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like this video to help the algorithm, and comment if you have anything to say. Do you think I'm overly bullish about Vulcan Forged? If you think Vulcan Forged is not really going to be able to reach like 100 or 200, do you think it's going to reach less or even more than that? Let letting me know in the comments below. I'm very interested what you think about that. So thank you very much again for joining the video, and so have a great weekend and have a great week ahead, and cheers as always.